Welcome back. Our live coverage, Cops Under Fire, here with me, police experts from around the country, answering your questions from our studio audience and you at home. There was a question up just now that said, do you think the protests around the country are helping or hurting? What do you guys think?
Hurting.
Hurting.
Why?
It's inflaming people, and it's hurting the dialogue. We're not really talking about the issues. What we're doing is we're talking about the emotions.
Helping or hurting, audience? Helping. Helping. Why do you say helping? You said you did this. Why?
This is people's form of dialogue. That's the whole issue, that people feel like their voices have not been heard until now.
Yeah.
This is a greater conversation than decades. For decades, we've not had any sort of real... and the fact that people are expressing their emotion, yes, it is an emotional thing, but we should be letting that out. We should be putting it out there in some form or other. And the fact that it is a protest and it's been peaceful is beautiful.
We have no disagreeing with you about the peaceful part. The part that we're concerned about is the people that are going out of control, hurting cops, burning places down, so on and so forth. That's what my concern is.
What? Go ahead.
They can't ruin the whole...
Say
you
again?
had 60,000 people in New York City, and you had this incident on the Brooklyn Bridge. That's all I'm hearing about. And that's some 2 or 3 days later. But what about the ones that were there, that were expressing themselves peacefully?
We have no problem with that, ma'am.
But we're focusing on those...
And cops would say the same thing. We're out there, the vast majority of doing our job, never have the problem. That one incident, and it all blows up.
That's good. So let's... Okay, so race. How much do you believe race plays into this? Right? Do you think race plays into, right? 100%, you guys say that. Okay, you had a question about race. What was it, Moshe?
Hi. So, in light of the one black officer not being here today, I think that blacks are scrutinized more in the media, the judicial system, and law enforcement. So my question is, if black police officers patrolled mostly black neighborhoods, do you think that that would make a difference?
What I can say is the research shows, in terms of use of force at least, the answer is no, believe it or not. The first studies on the use of deadly force were conducted by a gentleman by the name of James Fife, and unfortunately Jim passed several years ago. And what he was able to do is look at all the uses of deadly force by NYPD officers in the early 1970s. And he found something very interesting. Black officers were more likely to shoot than white officers. But then what he did, he looked at two other things. Where did they work and where did they live? And what he found out is that once you controlled for where an officer works and where an officer lives, because many police shootings happen off duty, then the race effect goes away. So that black officers and white officers confronted with the same situation shoot at about the same rate. Similarly, in St. Louis, I've looked at every officer-involved shooting for the decade that ended in 2012, 03 to 2012. About a third of the cops in St. Louis are black. About a third of the shooters in St. Louis are black. And so what this suggests, at least quite strongly, is that police officers, black, white, Hispanic, male, female, respond to the threat that is presented to them.
Do you guys talk about this amongst each other? Is it part of your training? Race? Sure. Perception?
Absolutely.
Yes?
The Houston Police Department puts cultural diversity classes on all the time, in-service classes for our officers.
And they're mandatory.
Yeah, and it's mandatory training.
Go ahead. Do you have a question?
In light of what you're saying, though, if we did have black officers in black communities, would there be more respect? Would there be a better understanding between the community and the police force instead of this us versus them mentality that the community has now?
Why is there an us versus them mentality?
Well, I want to make a comment on a stat you put up earlier, the number of white officers versus black officers. To answer your question, we need more black officers. We don't have enough to put them in all the neighborhoods that you're talking about.
They said it's hard to, is that so, is it hard to find black officers?
A lot of them don't apply, and the ones, we do, Houston, we do have a fairly diverse police department. Yeah. I just think that nationally, it's just hard to get that many that want to be cops.
And
so
Don, can I
why us versus them?
Recruitment is a huge issue, and I know because I represent the St. Louis Police Officers Association, and the department itself is constantly recruiting in order to make sure that you have a diverse academy class, and you can't get people to apply.
Olivia, where's Olivia? Olivia's right here. Olivia, you had a question. You said, do you believe elevated police presence, right?
Yes. So do you believe elevated police presence in low-income communities is a necessity, and if so, why? Or is it more motivated by racial stereotyping or prejudice?
Does it hurt or help to have more presence there?
I think it's good for everybody, for the police officers and the people that live there. It creates an officer safety issue, where an officer feels a little more comfortable getting out of his car and walking in, being more interactive with the... I worked for the first 6 years in Houston, in Third Ward, Houston, Texas.
So, now my question. So, do you think there's a race problem when it comes to police? Do you guys feel that? These people, most of them here are saying there is. Do you believe that?
You know what, I don't think there's a race problem so much. It's understanding maybe different cultures. I mean, races are... Hispanic kid shot me, but it doesn't mean that I don't like Hispanic kids. I was helped raised by a Hispanic lady. It's all a matter that we get stuck with whatever potluck out there. We have to train our officers to, you know, prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Because in the scenario you guys showed out here, half of you guys looked at it and was thinking, well, I had shot after, but after the fact, what are we supposed to do? Is the expectation that people want us to get shot before we do anything? I've been there. It freaking hurts, man. I don't want to be shot first.